I'm Tad Flakey,
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
and this is Pointless Global News. On today's show, we'll get the 411 on all penis facts from the Penis Museum. Yes, there really is such a place.
Next, the couple that dumpster dives together stays together.
Finally, I'll reveal the backstory behind the name of Steely Dan. Now the details. There really is a penis museum in Reykjavik, Iceland, and Lilibet and I have actually been to it. It did involve some arm twisting by Lilibet to get me to go in there with her, but I'm glad I did, even though I actually only went into the store part and not the museum. In hindsight, I should have gone into the museum. I was just a little leery of seeing a penis from, say, maybe a mastodon. That could be a little unnerving, but, you live and learn.
And as fate would have it, we were standing right outside the museum waiting to catch a bus to take us to the Blue Lagoon, so it didn't take as much arm twisting to get Tad in there as he would make it.
Yeah, well, and then, later, the Blue Lagoon is arguably the best part of the whole trip there. But anyway, going back to the Penis Museum information here, there are more than 238 penises, along with penile parts, from nearly all the fauna of Iceland. The largest penis is from a sperm whale, standing 6 feet tall and weighing in at 150 pounds. You'll learn that, as with everything in nature, the diversity in this department is as great as any other. Even within the same species, the difference in size and shape is often quite remarkable. Although the penis presents as one long tube, it is in reality three. The inside of the penis has three distinct columns of tissue that run through it. Two that extend from the base of the penis that fill with blood for an erection, and another that surrounds the urethra in which urine or semen pass. Do you want to know even more curious penis facts?
Well, Ted, I could tell you a few. As a medical professional,
Yes.
I've worked with a lot of urology patients and seen a lot of penises.
Well, men sure thought so. And back around the 15th century, a 15th century German witch hunting manual by Heinrich Kramer and Jacob Sprenger said just that thing could happen. Kramer said that witches could take away organs, but not indeed by despoiling the body of it, but by concealing it with some glamour. Male insecurity about witches pushed many a witch hunt, as said by Moira Smith. She went on to say that many of the crimes attributed to witches concerned sexuality, copulation with incubus devils, procuring abortions, causing sterility and stillbirth, and impeding sexual relations between husbands and wives.
Erections are hard.
Dying to hear you say that. Yes, hard to get, and that is maybe more complicated than it's known. For starters, hormones must be released on demand. Arteries need to carry 6 times the blood to the penis when it's perfectly efficient. The nervous system must transmit the signals without a hitch, and the mind must be working in perfect harmony with the body. To get and keep an erection depends on a body perfectly tuned physically, psychologically, and emotionally.
Did you know masturbation may have driven circumcision?
Well, without circumcision, the head of the penis is covered by foreskin. Removing it, along with religious reasons, is an ancient surgical practice performed to help prevent issues from poor hygiene. The thoughts in 19th century English-speaking countries were that they were against it, and it was fueled with religious ideology, contributed to raised fears about masturbation and a spike in circumcision. Leaders warned against self-abuse, thinking it could cause physical or mental disorders, including tuberculosis, memory loss, or even epilepsy. What made circumcision common among the proliferating 19th century middle classes on both sides of the Atlantic was the hysteria about masturbation. Removing the foreskin helped its prevention. Doctors declared, and also it cured, if you can believe it, bedwetting and other conditions.
Well, one more little teeny fact from my medical experience about circumcisions. I used to have to keep a supply of sterile safety pins for baby circumcisions, and I won't give you any more details.
Please don't. In other pointless news,
Meet the dumpster diving couple who have furnished their entire home for free using items people have thrown away and save $11,000 a year on food eating out of bins. Amir Jardin, 38, and his fiancée Ruth Moore, 27, have been finding treasures in dumpsters since 2022. Over the years, the pair from Dorchester in Great Britain have discovered items such as faulty iPads and drones in the trash that Amir restores. They've also gotten their hands on rare trainers, which we would call athletic shoes over here, luxury perfumes, and designer clothing. The savvy couple, who have 3 children aged 7, 5, and 6 months, even stock their fridge and pantry with bread, pasta, chocolate, and crisps, which we call potato chips, they find in supermarket bins, and spend a minute $65 a week topping up with a food shop. Amir, a fire alarm engineer, said, "We get an adrenaline rush every time we go. We can't stop. You never know what you're going to find. It's like treasure hunting. We don't shop anymore because you don't get the same buzz when something is full price." Ruth and I are both from humble beginnings, so we know what the cost of living is like, which is worse than ever. Anything we don't use or keep, we donate to the charity. We are humans. It's fun to cop a steal, but we don't want to give back to people who need it and do our bit for the environment. We're teaching our kids the true value of items. I hope one day to launch a program when I can go into schools and teach kids why dumpster diving is a great hobby and resource. Ruth, a postwoman, added, "It's our bonding time, and getting in those industrial bins is a workout. We never keep more than our means. We don't like to be greedy," Amir said. "If there are clothes that are fit for someone who needs them, or tons of canned goods, we donate that and more." I love the community we've built online because it helps educate people that dumpster diving isn't weird. It's fun, good for the bank account and environment. There's not a lot we won't die for except for meat. That's where we draw the line.
So, would you ever consider doing that? I mean, I'm not pushing for it, trust me.
No more than I would consider scraping roadkill off the streets.
Which they might allow us to do now that RFK Jr. is the health secretary. Finally, Steely Dan have been making music for nearly 55 years, but many of the band's fans have been left scratching their heads over the meaning of their stage name. The American rock band, formed by Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2001 after selling more than 40 million albums worldwide. But despite their long-standing popularity, one fan recently took to Reddit asking, why are they called Steely Dan and not something else like Steely Doug? Well, the band's name has a rather risque origin. It appears that the band chose their name from an object featured in William S. Burroughs' book The Naked Lunch, known for being one of the most shocking novels ever written. The Steely Dan in question was a steam-powered mechanical dildo. Right away, the name suited the music to a T, something so obscene, naughty, and anti-societal. It was buried under the innocuous and careful blend of clean sounds that owed as much to the Stones as it did Duke Ellington. What seemed sleep-inducing was anything but. Fagen and Becker must have had a laugh at the idea, and, well, it did stick. So there you have it, folks. One of your favorite bands is named after a steam-powered dildo.
They're certainly one of Tad and mine favorite bands. Love Steely Dan.
Yeah, we both do. And that's a wrap for another Pointless Global News. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Tad Flaky.
I'm Lilibet Flaky.
Stay pointless, my friend.